Hi Dad, here is part 2 of your video. So this is the floor work one. So we'll start off with both the knees bent, we've got feet a little bit apart, resting your shoulder blades on the ground, and then keeping a strong centre. Whenever you're ready to breathe out, taking a stretch out, opposite arm and leg. So I've got right leg and left arm, and then as you inhale, slide back in, and then when you breathe out next, stretching out long with the other side. And then breathing in, coming in. So each time you're pressing your heel away as you stretch your leg out and lifting your toes up, so you can see that from there. And as you inhale, slide in, and then same on the other side. So you're lengthening your back as you go, lengthening your arms, your leg, and just noticing for you how far your shoulder goes back, if it goes all the way or not. Lovely. And I've got one more. And then hugging one knee towards you, so drawing that knee in, have a circle around with your ankle, so a little release for lower back. And then swap over to the other side, so we're going to bring that foot down and then draw this one in, gently circling this ankle. And then have a swap back over, so again drawing this one in. You could keep this leg bent, or if you could keep this knee in the same position, you could stretch that leg out. So just checking in. If it doesn't feel right, bring it in. If it feels okay, stretch it out, stretch it out. And then swapping over to your other leg, so we're going to bring this knee in. And again, might be different on this side to the other, so either with knee bent or leg stretched out. And then from there, stretching out really long, so lengthening from your fingers all the way down to your toes. And spreading arms out wide. I've got both knees bent, I've got feet together and knees together. As you breathe in this time, I'm going to steer knees just part way over to the ground. So it's kind of a small controlled move rather than a big stretch. And then as you breathe out, lifting back up. And then the same on the other side, so breathing in halfway or a little way across, and then exhaling, coming back up. And then you could turn your head the opposite way to your knees as well, to get a little bit of supported neck movement at the same time. So inhaling, taking knees downwards, and whenever you're ready to breathe out, lifting back up. And then we'll do the same on the other side, and breathing out. So we'll do a couple more, moving at your flow. And as you move, keeping both shoulder blades on the ground. So you're just checking that as you bring your legs over, your shoulders aren't lifting off. So notice that mine are here rather than kind of lifting and moving off. If you find this happens, where your shoulders have come off, that means you've taken your legs a bit too far over. So just take your legs to where your shoulders are stable. Lovely. And then coming back to the middle, so we'll come back to that knee to chest again, and you could have legs stretched out or knee bent. And then stretching out long. If it feels better to curl up smoother and hug knees in, you could also do that. And then swapping over to the other side, so we're going to bring these in and then hug the other knee in. And again, either keeping the bottom leg bent, or you could stretch that one out. And then stretching out really, really long again. So the next one we've got is a shoulder bridge. I'm not sure if I gave you this one before or not, so I'm going to do it anyway. So you've got both feet on the ground, again knees and feet a little bit apart. Breathing in to start, and then when you start to breathe out, peel off the ground. So it's like a little curling motion underneath, and then gradually peeling off the ground. And as you come up, use your glutes to strengthen and lift your bridge. So rather than your hips here doing the work, it's your glutes that are driving you on up. And then whenever you come back down, you're slowly rolling down vertebra by vertebra. And then we're going to add in an opposite arm and leg stretch. Sometimes our legs can get a bit tight or crampy on that one, so we're going to add in a little opposite arm and leg stretch. And then you're ready to come back up again, so a little tuck underneath and then peeling off the ground. So when you get to the top, just kind of check in with your back. Sometimes it can feel really good to hold that stretch for a while, so keeping your glutes super strong. You could bring arms overhead if you feel strong there, but if that feels too much, bring them back down. And then as you come back down, bringing your arms down and slowly wheeling down through. So it's a really controlled move rather than a collapsing bridge. And then stretching out opposite arm and leg. And the same again. Okay, so gradually coming up, so a little tuck underneath, squeezing here underneath, using that strength of your glutes to drive your bridge up as high as you can. And then just checking in, arms down or arms up. Gives you a really good chest stretch, that arm stretch over as well, I like that one. And then whenever you're ready to come down, bring arms down, slowly wheeling down through your spine. And then again, we've got opposite arm and leg. So you might want to do a couple more of those, and then whenever you get to the end, have a long stretch out. And gradually bring arms back around again. Bending knees one at a time. So going to be on your all fours next. On your all fours. On all fours. I'm just going to move my mat a little bit. Okay, so we've got opposite arm and leg whilst on all fours this time. So it's the same move you just did but upside down. So but we're going to do it here. So you can have toes down or lifted. As you move, just checking that each bottom cheek is really level. So you could balance a little glass of something nice on each bottom cheek and it would stay on there. And then as you inhale, slide in, and then the same on the other side. So same thing here, so keeping really level here. So checking that you're not kind of tipping as you go, and then moving back in. So again, reaching out. If you're not sure, you can always get mum to come in and just check. Are you level across here? She'll be able to tell, she knows that one. And then swapping to the other side. And again, using the out breath, stretch out long. In breath to come in. And again, breathing out. And inhaling. I'll do one more each side. And then from there, taking a stretch back into child's pose. So bringing your bottom towards your heels. Spreading your arms out in front. Resting your head. And you can make it even more relaxing if you like, so you could also just tuck arms down here. Oh, I love that. So it does feel quite childlike. And coming back up again. So you've got some cat stretches, so a little bit of mobility for your back. For your cat stretches as you breathe out, arching your back. And then inhale, coming on down, and we're going to go through the opposite way. You might find that one way feels more helpful for your back than the other. If one way feels better, you could do more that way. So you could just come to the middle and then roll underneath. Or you could do it the other way and then come back to the middle. Or you could keep on moving through both. And then coming back to centre and taking a slow stretch back again. So resting your bottom towards your heels. You can take knees out wide, you can bring them in close. You could do the arms forwards one, or you can tuck them underneath and take a little rest. And then gradually coming back up. So we're going to be on our sides next. So this is called the side plank. I'm going to do this on my wrist, again because of that tendonitis in this arm. You might want to do the same. You can also do it though if your arms are okay at the moment. You could do it on your elbow. So if it doesn't feel good on wrist, you can do it on elbow. So you've got hand underneath shoulder. We're going to stretch out the top leg, which is now the top leg. Big lift underneath, and then you could take a stretch over. You could lift hips up. If you want to make it stronger, you could lift this leg as well, and then come back down. You could also advance by taking the bottom leg out. So this is quite a strong move. So if you haven't done this one before, start with the knee down version first, and then again you've got a big lift underneath, and then a stretch up from there. And then gradually come back down and then just check in. So if that feels good, you can stay with that one, or come back to knee bent underneath you, lift from there, either keeping hips down or add in the hip lift, or you can come into your full side plank, which is brilliant. Okay, and then we'll swap over, so I'm going to turn around the other way, and then you've got the same on this side. So again, either elbow, so if you've got elbow, it's elbow directly underneath your shoulder, or from hand, same thing. So hand, you can see that's like a line down from my shoulder to my hand. Keep my pillow out the way. Stretching your top leg out, a big lift under here, so lots of strengthening here all the way around, lifting up and then taking a stretch overhead, and gradually making your way back down. If it feels too much with the hip lift, you could do it here as well, so you're still lifting and strengthening here and moving down, coming up if that feels okay. Or if you're ready to do full grumble on this side, one leg behind and then you reach up. So you can still see that line from my wrist to my shoulder and then coming back down. And it's a strong move, so if this feels too much, stay with hips down. We'll do one more, so the hips down version again. You could do there, or you could do there. And release. And then I'm going to take a little stretch over to the side, so you can have your legs in any position you like, they don't have to be crossed. So take one arm up and over, and release, and then over to the other side. And take a stretch out wide. Little shoulder stretch for you, so I'm going to bring one arm across the front, and then this arm pulls it across, so that will just bring that release into your shoulder. Again, this is quite a helpful one if you have got that tendinitis going on. And then a big stretch out. And then we'll bring the other arm across, so taking that one over, other arm goes underneath, pulls the shoulder. I can feel a little clunky noise in mine when I do that. It's like a bit tight, this shoulder. And then a big stretch out. And take a rest. Well done, you're ready for your day now. See you soon.